So for some time now, I loved the feeling of elation or relief that comes after. So if you have like a really bad expectation of something, like either I'm gonna die, or this is gonna go terribly wrong, or I'm gonna hate it, or I'm not gonna make it out alive, or whatever. Just like having these like ridiculous thoughts, or thinking like I'm gonna hate it or whatever, and then it being like an okay experience or actually a really good one, then the flip side is that, after that you get this huge like rush of like really positive feelings that's like, oh my god, this was so cool, like I loved it. And then I started thinking that is a shitty way of living life, because I was sheltering myself in negative expectations so as to not get hurt. Because if something bad happened after, then I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be as hurt. But that deprived me from living a life of like normalcy, because I was always expecting the absolute worst in every situation. And I think that's called like anxiety, when you like just think of the worst, or depression, whatever. But actually having positive expectations of even the smallest things, or big things, it puts me then in a, so okay, so yeah, I can do this, or I will get there. And obviously not thinking that I'll do it like tomorrow morning, but the overall feeling that I can get there. I've got some resources, like I can, there's, we can read on the internet, there's, anyway. So just that change in perception that yes, I can do it, or having a vision, and reminding yourself of that, just made me think that I'm gonna live such a more like peaceful life, because most of the really terrible things never happen, and in imagining the terrible things, I was having a terrible experience. So just by changing that thing, I think my quality of life is going to drastically change. So I look forward to today's number one. Like, I started at midday. I was like, hey, it makes no sense to like think that everything's going to poop. Why not like shift it and think, what are the opportunities I have right now? Because the situation is as is, and we can be realistic about that. Okay, let's look at the situation and then take it from there and have a compelling vision, I guess, because it's better than not. The opposite is very slow. Like, I don't know if you guys can relate, but I used to think like everything would be terrible, and so many times I was so sad that I didn't have the energy to even like look at the situation. So I would like focus on procrastinating or distractions in order to try to feel better, but then I wouldn't be addressing the situation. So, and then if I actually made some movements, like, or steps towards achieving something, I didn't do them with, I guess, enough energy or intent, because I knew in the back of my mind that it wouldn't work. So it's kind of like, I guess, in that sense, a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So that's my update, and that's what I learned today. Hopefully it's helpful for you too.